Have you ever noticed that millennials seem caught between two worlds? They're not quite like their parents, and they're definitely not like Gen Z. They grew up watching the world transform faster than any generation before them. From dial-up internet to smartphones, from cassette tapes to streaming services, millennials experienced one of the biggest technological shifts in human history. But how did all of this shape their psychology? Millennials, also known as Generation Y, were born roughly between 1981 and 1996. They came of age during a unique period filled with rapid innovation, economic uncertainty, and changing social values. These experiences created a generation with fascinating psychological traits that continue to influence society today. One of the most defining characteristics of millennials is their desire for purpose. Unlike previous generations that often focused primarily on job security and financial stability, millennials tend to seek meaning in what they do. Many of them want careers that align with their values and personal beliefs. They often ask themselves questions like, "Does my work matter?" or "Am I making a difference?" Psychologists believe this desire comes partly from how they were raised. Many millennials grew up hearing that they could achieve anything if they worked hard enough. They were encouraged to follow their dreams and pursue their passions. As a result, simply earning a paycheck often isn't enough. They want fulfillment and personal growth alongside financial success. Another important psychological trait is their strong connection to technology. Millennials witnessed the birth of the digital age. They remember life before smartphones, but they also adapted quickly to the internet revolution. This unique position makes them both digitally skilled and nostalgic for a less connected world. Interestingly, this constant exposure to technology has shaped how millennials communicate and build relationships. They are highly connected through social media, messaging apps, and online communities. Yet many also report feelings of loneliness and social isolation. Psychologists call this the connection paradox, being more connected than ever while sometimes feeling less emotionally connected. Millennials are also known for valuing experiences over possessions. Research has shown that many members of this generation would rather spend money on travel, concerts, memorable events, and personal development than on expensive material goods. Experiences provide stories, memories, and opportunities for self-expression, which often feel more meaningful than owning physical items. Economic circumstances also played a major role in shaping millennial psychology. Many entered adulthood during major financial crises, including the global recession of 2008. They witnessed job losses, housing market collapses, and increasing student debt. These challenges created a generation that is often cautious about finances, even when they appear confident on the surface. Because of these experiences, millennials tend to prioritize financial flexibility and stability. They are often more hesitant to make long-term commitments such as buying homes or staying with a single employer for decades. This isn't necessarily because they dislike commitment. Rather, many have learned that the world can change unexpectedly. Another fascinating aspect of millennial psychology is their openness to diversity and inclusion. Millennials grew up during a period when global communication became easier and social awareness expanded rapidly. As a result, many are more accepting of different cultures, lifestyles, and perspectives than previous generations. This openness is closely linked to their strong sense of social responsibility. Many millennials care deeply about issues such as climate change, mental health awareness, equality, and social justice. They often want businesses, governments, and institutions to reflect these values. Speaking of mental health, millennials have played a significant role in reducing the stigma around psychological struggles. Previous generations often avoided discussing anxiety, depression, stress, or emotional challenges. Millennials helped bring these conversations into the mainstream. They are more likely to seek therapy, discuss mental health openly, and encourage others to do the same. However, this generation also faces unique psychological pressures. Social media creates constant opportunities for comparison. Seeing carefully curated images of other people's successes can trigger feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and fear of missing out. Psychologists refer to this as social comparison, and millennials were among the first generations to experience it on a massive scale. At the same time, millennials often carry high expectations for themselves. Many were taught to aim high, work hard, and constantly improve. While this mindset can drive achievement, it can also lead to burnout, perfectionism, and chronic stress. Despite these challenges, millennials are remarkably adaptable. They have navigated economic uncertainty, technological disruption, changing workplaces, and global crises. Their ability to learn, adjust, and reinvent themselves has become one of their greatest strengths. In many ways, millennials serve as a bridge between the past and the future. They remember a world without the internet, yet they helped build the digital culture we live in today. They value tradition but also embrace change. They seek success but also meaning. They want connection while learning how to protect their mental well-being. The psychology of millennials is ultimately a story of adaptation. They grew up during extraordinary change and developed a unique blend of ambition, resilience, empathy, and self-awareness. Understanding this generation helps us understand not only the people shaping today's world, but also the future they are helping create. And perhaps that's the most interesting thing about millennials. They're not simply a generation defined by technology or social media. They're a generation constantly searching for purpose, balance, and authenticity in a rapidly changing world.